Sound of a storm gathering, distant thunder rumbling, faint footsteps echoing unnaturally. The sound of a boy gasping as he runs. This is the story of Obi, the boy who saw what should not be seen, and of the night he learned the truth that the line between man and jinn is as thin as a whisper in the dark. They say the world of men is not alone, that among us, in the markets, in the riversides, even in our own homes, walk creatures who are not fully human. They wear our faces, they speak our tongues, they eat from the same bowls, but they do not have human legs. If you are ever in doubt, do not stare at the face. Do not listen to the voice. Look at the feet, for the legs never lie. Obi was 17, a restless boy in the quiet village of Umuaka, where the red earth met thick forest and the Oboro River wound its way like a silver serpent. The elders said Umuaka was blessed. Crops grew tall, rivers never dried, sickness never lingered. But blessings come with shadows. The people of Umuaka had rules, rules that no child dared break. One of them was simple: do not stare at people's feet after dark. Shift in tone, grandmother's voice, old and cracking. Grandmother, Obi, you hear me well. Jinn walk with us when the moon rises. They can take the face of your friend, your neighbor, even your mother. But their legs, the legs betray them. That is why we keep our eyes up, not down. Obi laughed, as all young men laugh at the warnings of the old. He had never seen a jinn. He did not believe. To him, the stories were only ways to keep children obedient, until the merchant's daughter came to the village. Her name was Amira, beautiful, fair-skinned, with eyes that glimmered like moonlit water. She had arrived with her father, a wealthy merchant from the north, who built a fine house at the edge of Umuaka. From the first day, everyone noticed something strange. Amira never walked barefoot, not when fetching water from the stream, not even when the children swam in the Oboro River, laughing and splashing in the sun. Always she wore shoes. Whispers of village women, gossiping quietly. Anan, this girl they fear ground, why she know they walk a barefoot like other children? Shh, you know what the elders say. Sometimes beauty na covering, sometimes the legs no be legs. Obi heard them whisper, but he paid no mind. Until one evening, when curiosity got the better of him, the moon was full, casting silver light across the huts. Obi had gone to fetch firewood when he saw Amira slip away into the forest, her white wrapper trailing behind her like mist. Quiet as the night, Obi followed. His heart beat fast, half with fear, half with foolish bravery. Sound of footsteps crunching leaves, river rushing nearby. By the banks of the Oboro River, Amira stopped. She looked around as if certain no one was watching. Then she removed her shoes. Sound of fabric shifting, faint hiss of wind. Obi's breath caught in his throat. What he saw was not the smooth feet of a maiden. Her legs bent backwards, twisted like the hind legs of a goat. The skin shimmered, shifting like smoke, not flesh. They were not human legs. Obi gasps, heartbeat sound rising. Obi stumbled back, a branch snapping under his weight. Amira's head whipped around, her eyes glowing faintly in the dark. For a moment she smiled. Not the smile of a girl, the smile of something ancient, something that should not smile. Night sounds, frogs croaking, the rush of the Oboro River. Obi stumbles back, his breath ragged. Obi ran. Through the forest, branches scratching his face, his heart slamming against his ribs. He did not stop until he burst into his grandmother's hut, trembling like a leaf in the wind. Door flings open, Obi gasping for air. Mama, Mama, I saw her. Amira, her legs, they are not human. Grandmother's sharp intake of breath, silence heavy. Obi, how many times have I warned you not to spy on what the eyes should not see? You have brought trouble upon yourself. The old woman's hands trembled as she drew chalk symbols across her doorway, whispering prayers under her breath. She knew the boy had crossed a line that few returned from. Roosters crowing, village chatter. By dawn, word had spread that Obi had seen something. The elders called for him to appear before the council. Serious voices of village elders in council hut. Boy, what did your eyes behold by the river last night? Obi, hesitant but firm. It was Amira, but she is not like us. Her leg. Elders mutter nervously, silencing him. Keep that tongue inside your mouth. Do you want to bring death upon this village? Listen well. What you saw is not for your mouth to speak. Those people you call strangers, they are older than this village, older than your father's father. They dwell among us in silence, and in return, we prosper." The boy's stomach turned. The prosperity of Umuaka, the endless harvests, the healing waters, were not mere blessings of God. They were purchased with silence. So we all know, we all live with them, we eat with them, and no one says a word. Better to eat in silence than to be devoured in noise. You think you are brave, Obi, but bravery can make a boy meet for the fire. That night, Obi could not sleep. The image of Amira's bent legs haunted him, her smile burning into his mind. Yet curiosity is a fire no fear can quench. Against every warning, Obi found himself drawn once more to the forest. Forest ambience, rustling leaves. Obi breathing quietly, hiding. He saw her again. Amira standing barefoot in the moonlight, her legs twisted, shadowed, inhuman. But this time, she was not alone. Eerie sound, several voices chanting low, a strange language echoing through the night. Obi watched in horror as more figures emerged from the darkness. Men, women, children. Faces he recognized from the village. But their legs, some bent backwards, some hooved like cattle, some melted into shadows. They gathered in a circle, whispering in voices that were not human. Wind rises, faint growl-like murmurs. Obi's chest tightened. These were not strangers. They were his neighbors, the very people he greeted every day, and yet they were Jinn. Amira's voice suddenly clear, cold. "He watches us again? Come out, Obi!" Obi gasped, stumbling from his hiding place. The group parts, their eyes glowing faintly in the moonlight. Obi froze, dozens of eyes fixed on him, human, yet not. Amira stepped forward, her smile soft but her voice sharp as a blade. "Curiosity is dangerous, Obi. Your eyes see too much, your ears hear too well. Do you not know the rule of this village? We live together in silence. We do not expose. We do not question. What are you? Why hide among us?" Her voice lowers, almost seductive, almost threatening. "Because we envy you, your warmth, your families, your flesh. We take what we cannot be, but disguise, it is never perfect. The legs betray us." She stepped closer, her legs twisting back into human shape as she pulled her shoes on with slow grace. "Now you know the truth. You must make a choice. Stay silent and live, or open your mouth and vanish." Eerie silence, broken only by the rushing river in the distance. For the first time, Obi understood. The danger was not just in seeing the truth, it was in speaking it. And now, the Jinn had seen him too. Night ambience, the deep hum of crickets, distant drums, wind rustling through tall trees. For days after that night by the river, Obi could not shake the feeling of eyes watching him. Every corner of Umwaka seemed to hold a shadow too dark, a smile too long, footsteps that echoed when no one walked. The Jinn had seen him, and they do not forgive. Village ambience, daytime. Obi fetching water. Suddenly silence falls, eerie stillness. A woman passes by, her face familiar, but her shadow doesn't move the same way as her body. He began to notice it everywhere. A neighbor whose shadow bent the wrong way. A trader whose footprints in the sand looked more like hooves. Even his closest friends, were they human or were they something else? Heartbeat sound rising, Obi mutters to himself. "I am not safe here." Nightfall. Obi lies awake. Strange whispers drift through his hut walls. The sound of scratching on the door. He bolts upright. Then one night, they came for him. Wind slams the door open. Whispers turn to growls. Obi scrambles to his feet and bolts into the forest. Obi ran. Branches whipped against his face. Thorns tore at his legs. Behind him came footsteps, dozens of them. Some light as air, some heavy as stone, all wrong, all unnatural. They were hunting him. Obi gasping, panting, the sound of feet pounding unevenly behind him, some clopping like hooves, some dragging like claws. He stumbles, falls, lands in the dirt, silence for a moment. Then, Amira's voice. "Amira, stop running, Obi. You cannot escape us." She stepped from the shadows, barefoot, her twisted legs glistening under the moonlight. Around her, the others circled, their eyes glowing like embers in the dark. "We give you a choice. Join us. Take the gift we offer, power, wealth, immortality, or remain what you are, and feed the earth with your quote. The Jinn whisper in unison, voices overlapping, end quote. Choose, choose, choose. Obi's heart pounded. He saw his life flash before him, the river, his grandmother's smile, the games of his childhood. And then he looked at Amira. For the first time, he saw more than twisted legs and glowing eyes. He saw sorrow in her face, a loneliness deeper than the river itself. Why do you look at me like that? Amira, quiet, almost human. Because you see me, not the disguise, not the curse, you see me. The circle of Jinn hissed, angry at her hesitation. But Amira did not move. Her eyes, for the first time, did not look like the eyes of a monster. They looked like a girl's. A strange fire stirred in Obi's chest. Fear and something else, something forbidden. The Jinn closed in, voices rising, demanding his choice. The Jinn shouted, choose, now. And there, under the silver moonlight, with death clawing at his throat, Obi made a decision he could not understand himself. He did not run, he did not scream. He reached for her hand. Amira hesitates, then takes it. Their hands touch, strange sound like fire and water meeting. The forest grew still. The whispers ceased. Even the Jinn stepped back in shock. Something ancient had shifted. A bond forbidden. A boy of flesh and a daughter of shadow. Sound of heartbeats. Two rhythms merging into one. The hunt had ended, but what had begun that night would unravel the very pact that kept Umwaka alive. For against all rules of man and spirit, Obi and Amira had begun to fall in love. The next morning, Obi returned to the village, but he was no longer just Obi the boy. Word had spread. The boy had touched her hand, the hand of a Jinn, and no human lived to tell such a tale. That boy is marked. The spirits will claim him. How can he walk among us after touching one of them? Even his grandmother looked at him with eyes of sorrow, not love. Grandmother. Obi, my son, why did you not listen? You have crossed a river that has no bridge back. Council hut, elders gather, voices heavy, drums in background. Elder 1. This boy has broken the pact. For generations we lived in silence, prospered in silence. But he has touched the shadow. He must be given to them, or the village will suffer. Obi stood before them, his fists clenched, his heart torn. He thought of Amira, her eyes, the sorrow she carried, the strange fire that had burned when their hands met. Could he betray her? Could he betray himself? Nightfall. Obi slips away from the village, drawn once more to the forest. The air is heavy, alive with whispers. He finds Amira waiting by the Oboro River. She was there, standing barefoot on the water's edge, her legs twisted in the moonlight. But when she saw him, her face softened, almost human again. Why did you not let me go? You should fear me, yet you reach for me. Obi. Because I see you. Not your legs, not your shadow. You are more than them, more than what they say. Silence, broken only by the river's flow. She turned away, tears glimmering in her eyes, tears that were not water but smoke. They will never allow us, Obi. My kind will tear you apart. Your people will curse your name. Love between us is a sin written before the world began. Then let the world break. Let it break if it must, but I will not turn from you. Suddenly, the forest shakes, a low growl, dozens of glowing eyes appear in the darkness. The Jinn have come. The Jinn emerge, their forms shifting, half shadow, half flesh, their voices rising in fury. The Jinn, he has touched her, he has chosen, he must die. Thunder cracks. The wind howls. Amira steps forward, shielding Obi with her body. No, he is mine. If you take him, you take me too. The forest trembled with rage. Never in their long existence had one of their own defied the pact for the sake of a human. The elders of Umwaka arrive, carrying charms, drums beating in war rhythm. The two worlds face each other, man and Jinn by the riverbank. Obi, step away from her. You endanger us all. Grandmother, child, please, do not throw your soul away. But Obi did not move. He stood by Amira's side, hand in hand, facing both his people and hers. The boy who once laughed at stories was now the center of one. Climactic moment. The sky darkens, storm gathering. Amira whispers to him, urgent. If you stay with me, Obi, your world will cast you out. If you leave, my kind will devour me. There is no road where both sun and shadow walk together. Then I will walk where there is no road, close quote. They embrace. A strange sound erupts, half scream, half song. The jinn recoil, the villagers fall silent. The river surges, glowing faintly with ancestral light. In that moment, the Oboro River itself rose like a spirit older than both man and jinn. Its waters crashed, separating the two sides, swallowing the ground between them. And when the water settled, Obi and Amira were gone. Long silence. The river flows softly, villagers weep, the jinn vanish into the shadows, the elders lower their heads in shame and fear. Some say they drowned that night. Some say the river claimed them, binding their love in silence. But others whisper that on moonlit nights, if you walk by the Oboro River, you will see them. A boy and a girl, hand in hand, walking where the water meets the land. He, human, she, jinn, together in a love the world could not hold. And always, if you dare to look close enough, you will see they do not have human legs. Distant drum fades, wind carries a whisper, silence falls. Remember, child, if you wish to know who walks beside you after dark, do not look at the face. Do not listen to the voice. Look only at the feet, for the legs never lie. The Oboro River hides secrets older than Lagos itself. Obi and Amira's love defied worlds, but at what cost? Like, subscribe, share. More forbidden tales await you.